In literally every teenager today, you're exactly where you need to be. Stop comparing yourself with expectations. Stop comparing yourself with other people. You are exactly where you need to be. We are the first generation to be born with the internet. So the internet gave us endless opportunities that previous generations did not have. We can start a business from our phones. We can become famous overnight. We can become successful within a week just off of social media. I was getting messages from teenagers all over the world saying, your content helped me stop self-harming, or your content helped me get out of depression, or your content helped me become happier.
You're doing everything right, chasing success, meeting expectations, staying visible, yet something still feels missing. In a world driven by timelines, comparisons, and constant digital noise, many youth are achieving more than ever but feeling increasingly lost. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Welcome to Vibez with F360 Lifestyle. Today, we are joined by Yamuna Hassan, co-author of The Art of Miracles, a book resonating deeply with Gen Z worldwide. At just 18, Yamuna is opening powerful conversations around purpose, self-worth, and identity beyond social media and societal pressure. This conversation dives into redefining success, releasing unrealistic timelines, and discovering clarity that comes from within. How has your day been like so far?
I mean, it's been crazy busy. I've been dealing with a lot of interviews from the press, dealing with the fans, and of course, this lovely interviewers.
Of course, I think even I'm already your fan today. After having a little bit of conversation before the show, I really love your vibe totally.
Girl, I'm your fan now. I already loved your content, but your vibes in real life are even better.
Oh, thank you so much. So, tell me, Yamuna, at a very young age, you're a spiritual healer, an author. So, and you've written a book at the age of 16, The Art of Miracles. Mm-hmm. That's so impressive.
Thank you.
So how does it feel to achieve so much at such a young age? And not to forget that you even got the Best Gen Z of the Year award recently. First of all, congratulations for that as well.
Yeah, thank you so much.
So, how does it feel to achieve everything at such a younger age?
Well, I mean, it's definitely an honor, but there's a lot of pressure that comes with it, especially there's a lot of high expectations on Gen Z. I feel like the expectations on Gen Z are so much higher, than they used to be. So it's definitely an honor, but it's a lot of pressure as well. There's a lot of pressure that comes with, being a public figure.
I'm sure when, you have a lot of engagement happening on social media and everything. So there's a lot which happens. So today's youth are achieving more than ever, yet many still feel lost. Why do you think that is?
Well, because I feel like there's so many double expectations. At our age, we're supposed to run a successful business, but also be really academically gifted. We have to excel in school, but also in business. There's so much double expectation placed on teenagers today and young adults all over the world. So with that much expectation, the pressure is unreal, So I feel like it's so easy to get lost because everyone's telling you what your life should be like, You're trying to fulfill everyone's expectations and, that's impossible. That's impossible to do. So I feel like that's why so many youths today, they're getting lost, Mentally, it's very hard when you have that much expectation placed on you.
True, because I believe we all have our own timelines, especially if we see it that way. So everyone is you have to do something at a certain age and so on.
Yeah, but I don't think that's true at all. It doesn't matter. You're not too young or you're not too old. Definitely. You can always go for what you love at any age. True. You can be any age and you just decide, I want to do it, and it'll be done.
Why does success without purpose often feels empty even when everything looks right on the outside?
The thing is, success will never make you happy. It doesn't matter. No amount of fame, money, riches, beauty, or wealth will ever fulfill you inside, because happiness is an internal thing. It's something that you have to do the inner work for. And no external thing is going to make you happy. No amount of fame. I know the most richest people, I know the most famous people, and they are miserable because that inner work has to be done. Happiness is something felt from here. You can't buy happiness from a store. You can't, buy happiness online. It's something that has to be felt from inside. So chasing success without any purpose or without any goal just to find fulfillment will be very, very painful,
True. And as a spiritual healer, what do you think, like, how can we work towards like being internally happy? Like,
I think meditation is a really, really, really good tool. It's something everyone can use, and it's so beneficial for mental health. I just feel like we need to stop chasing these external things. Like, don't get me wrong. If you want success with a purpose, it would be very, very fulfilling. Like, for example, if you want to become successful to help people or because it's your passion, that will be a very rewarding path. But if you're just chasing success because you want to be happy or you feel like it will fulfill you on some level, that's when it gets really painful. So I feel like we gotta all go inward, do more inner work, spend less time on our phones, spend less time chasing these external dreams, We gotta do the inner work, I feel like meditation is a great way to do that.
Definitely, I totally agree with you. How much pressure do age-based timelines create, and how important it is to let go of them?
Well, especially when you're at a young age, it's very confusing because you're studying, you might not know what you want to do next in life, and everyone is telling you something. Like, your relative could be saying become a doctor, but your parent is saying become an engineer, and you don't even know what you want to do. So it's very, very full of pressure at these young years, but I feel like dealing with that pressure is just finding out what you want to do, and it's really what you love. Like, whatever you want to do is what you love. Like, what you love is what you should do, regardless of what other people say or the expectations and all of that. I think just go and do for what you love. I think that's the best way to defeat this pressure and expectations,
Definitely. And I think you do well also when you do things which you basically love, rather than, I'm sure, like, especially, I'm not talking about people from the West, like, generally in Desi families, mostly, it's like, they would rather want you to have a particular career because, okay, or maybe, get married a certain age. All these achievements are there that by 25 you should be done, or by 23 you should be graduated, by 25 married and everything. And I feel that is also something which is creating a lot of pressure on the youth. But I'm sure the times are changing now. Do you think the times? But yeah, and like, according to me, a little bit, but depends on a person to person. But what is your experience? Do you think, like, compared to maybe 5-10 years back from what the stories you must have heard, do you think it's changed now than before?
Well, I think Gen Z is really changing the world because we are the first generation to be born with the internet. So the internet gave us endless opportunities that previous generations did not have. We can start a business from our phones. We can become famous overnight. We can become successful within a week just off of social media, right? So because of that, it's definitely changed the way we think. It's changed the way all generations think. So I feel like this younger generation, they're more determined to do what they want to do, instead of just listening to, their relatives or, what other people expect of them. I feel like Gen Z is very driven in becoming successful, changing the world, being ambitious. So I feel like it is a lot more different than before.
Yeah, and that is actually very important for, to be, and I feel if you actually do what you really like, so you will be successful at a much earlier stage rather than waiting and going through the experiences. And I believe you are the one, you are a very good example of that, already doing, at the age of 18, achieving so much. Like, it's really impressive.
Thank you so much. I was only able to achieve this much because I had to let go of those expectations. Everyone in my family had an opinion of what I should be doing with my life, especially when I first started my podcast and my book just released. Literally everyone talked bad about it. They were like, get a real career, do a real job, become an accountant, go to university. It's like, what? But I didn't listen to any of them. And that's why I'm here. Because I wanted to do something that I loved, and I didn't let anyone, regardless of who they were, what they said, I didn't let that stop me. So I feel like that's the biggest factor in my success.
Yeah, and that shows how much, that's the strength basically also, I would say, because a lot of people who are especially young, at least, at a later stage in life, with years, you still have that courage to speak. But a lot of people at much younger age, they don't have that courage to even talk about it to their families, to their parents, like, okay, I want to do this. Or, they have that, some of them have that fear inside. To have that, and I feel like it must have really helped you. It shows that you have that courage to do that.
Thank you so much.
So, what would you say to someone who feels behind simply because their journey doesn't match society's expectations?
I see this in literally every teenager today. You're exactly where you need to be. Stop comparing yourself with expectations. Stop comparing yourself with other people. You are exactly where you need to be. That's it. Where you are now in your life is where you need to be. There's no pressure to become super successful or be nothing at all. You can just exist and still be happy. Like, just existing is a blessing in itself. So there's no need to put so much pressure on yourself. I need to be something. I need to become something. I need to prove these people wrong. There's no need. You're just exactly where you need to be. If you have this mindset, you can release all of that mental pressure.
True.
Because when people feel like they have to be at a certain stage in their life and they're not, that's when, anxiety kicks in, feelings that, I'm not good enough to reach that goal. No, you're just exactly where you need to be. That's the mindset,
True. And I believe being content is the most important thing to be, rather than, having to know that you want to achieve success at all. I think being content is even more fulfilling than being just successful.
Yes.
So how can someone look for direction in life without constantly panicking about everything figured out?
It's such a big thing because people think that finding out what you want to do or finding your purpose is this lifelong quest. It's bigger than No, it's simply doing what you love. Whatever you love is what you need to do. That's it. It's whatever your passions are, whatever your interests are, whatever you love doing, whatever gives you happiness doing, that's the path you take. And it doesn't matter what anyone else says. That's the path you have to follow because that is what you find the most fulfillment doing,
True. How has social media changed the way youth measure success and self-worth?
Well, I think social media has its pros and its cons. Its pros are, you can become very successful. So the goals you wanted to hit, you can do it much, much faster with social media. You can share your message. You can, hit your goals. For me personally, the biggest pro of social media is that I have so many fans worldwide and they are the sweetest. Like, I didn't realize how much my content inspired them until I was getting messages from teenagers all over the world saying, your content helped me stop self-harming, or your content helped me get out of depression, or your content helped me become happier. And that's the world to me. But, there are cons. And the cons is that, it really affects mental health. Because social media can be extremely negative with beauty standards, with haters, with criticism. Like, I wake up every day with thousands of messages telling me to kill myself. And for no reason. Like, I have so much hate online for literally no reason at all. Over time, I've learned that people, when they see someone else successful, they can get jealous. So I've learned that it was not me. It was literally just jealous people, right? But it definitely takes a toll on mental health. That's why what I do is I definitely try to limit my time on social media. Because if you spend all of your time on social media, your mental health is going to get affected. Whether you realize it or not, it's affecting your mental health. So social media can be very powerful, but it can be negative and positive. So there's pros and cons,
So, do you think when you're, going through social media and how you're dealing with it, is it more about, in that case, about the inner work, or is it like it automatically affects you if you just see a particular post and, we talk about, if we work on our inner selves more, maybe nothing else affects you. But do you think when we go through the comments and read those, that they still have an impact on us?
Well, the thing is, of course, I get affected because obviously, that's me they're talking about, but I'm very confident within myself. So it doesn't matter if a stranger on the internet thinks I'm ugly or I'm a piece of crap. Like, I love myself, so I don't care. That's it. Like, as long as you have such strong belief in yourself, literally no one will affect you. You just gotta have that belief. And it's really easy to have that belief. You just have to practice it over time. You just gotta practice building up your self-esteem. You gotta practice building up your self-love. Like, the exercise I like to do the most is think of the person you love the most, right? And would you listen to a random stranger talking bad about them? No, you wouldn't. But what I do is I like to make that person I love the most me. So that way I don't get affected by all of the negativity online.
That's really great. And I think that is how you should actually work towards it.
Yeah.
And especially like you already mentioned, when, with fame, these things happen. Negativity is there. But of course, if negativity is there is a lot of positive also.
Of course,
so it's always better to focus on positive.
Yeah.
And when we know okay, we are already receiving so many positive, whether comments or gestures. So other three negatives are not going to have a toll on you at all.
Yeah. But also, I feel like when you start to get a lot of hate, it's proof that you're doing something right. It's proof that you're becoming successful. Because I think every successful person at some point in their lives, they have experienced a lot of hate, whether it's from the people around them or online or, the business world or whatever area they're in. At some point, they definitely experience a lot of hate. Definitely. But the successful ones, they know how to work through that. They know how to get through that. They know how to stay strong within themselves. The people who don't end up becoming successful are the ones who listen to the hate, who take the hate personally. Because if I were to take every single hater personally, I'd be very miserable,
I know.
But that's why I have ways to ground myself. I have friends that I can talk to. I have family that, love me. So I have my grounding ways, and I take a lot of time off social media as well.
Yeah.
That's really important.
That's impressive. I mean, I have not been able to work towards it, like taking my time off, because I spend a lot of time on social media. But honestly, for me, a lot of people, when they say it, I don't see it affecting me that way, which I think is still good that, if it's not affecting me in that way. But I know, like mostly, like you mentioned, it does affect people. So what does living in a highlight reel culture do to our mental and emotional health?
Well, I feel like because everyone's so busy flexing what they have on social media and, like I said, there's so many expectations. It's really hard just to be happy if you go on your phone and everyone's, posting about their amazing life and what they have and like, the stuff they've got and the goals they've hit. It's really easy to start comparing yourself and thinking, oh, she's the same age as me. Why can't I have that? Right? But that is like the biggest trap ever. If you want to be miserable, compare yourself. Like it's so easy. Just put your phone down and it doesn't matter what other people have, where they're at in life. You are exactly where you need to be, full stop. Like when you start comparing yourself, just stop that thought right there. Don't let it grow. Don't let it grow.
True. Yeah. I think comparison is, we can say, the enemy in a way.
Yes.
Because a lot of people do have this habit to compare. And I think that is where even the jealousy and envy arises. When you start comparing and thinking that, okay, this person achieved so much, why not me?
Yeah.
So I believe like we need to have a faith in our own timelines that everything is written for every one of us at a different stage in our life.
Yeah.
And like you mentioned, being content. How can someone begin to detach their self-worth from numbers, aesthetics, and online validation?
Oh, wow. I think definitely getting off your phone. I don't think people realize how bad social media is for your health. You definitely need to have breaks from it. Because why attach your self-worth to a screen? Like, why? It's just a screen. Those numbers don't even exist. To put your whole self-worth on just numbers, it doesn't matter if your content gets 1 like or 1 million likes, as long as you're doing what you love. Like, that's all that matters. But when you chase those numbers, when you chase that fame, when you chase that validation, it will never end in a positive result. Your mental health will get very damaged in the process.
True. And it's like, I'm already impressed at this thing coming from a Gen Z, like, people who were born with phones in their hands, like while, even while having their food, they would be, because I remember my sister, she's a Gen Z, and like all the time when she would be having her food, she would just be on her screen. So, and you being a Gen Z, talking about it, it's like really impressive. And that is why I think a lot of Gen Zs must be for sure hearing to you, because it's coming from a Gen Z. Not from someone who is like their dad or mother. So probably they would be like, okay, they're so old school. Why would I hear to her? No, but now when it's coming from someone of their generation, they would be like, okay, there is something.
Yeah.
According to you, how can the current youth build an identity that exists beyond social media?
I think just doing what you love and picking up hobbies that you really enjoy, like spending time with your friends. I mean, you need to have a life outside your phone. Like if your life is fully on your phone, then you might have a problem later, because it's very easy to get anxious, to get depressed, to get sad, just being on your phone all the time. Because like I said, the expectations, the comparison, the double standards. If you have a happy life outside of your phone, you will be fine. You will literally be fine. But it's just about, picking up hobbies that you love, spending time with people that genuinely care about you, doing things that you want to do. It doesn't even matter if you don't have anyone to do it with. If you want to go to a cafe, go by yourself. You don't need to wait for someone to take you out. You know what I'm saying? So just have a happy life outside of your phone. So once that foundation is built, when you go on your phone, all that negativity won't affect you.
That's true. If there's one truth about success and self-worth you wish every young person understood, what would it be?
It's definitely about the hate. Like, don't take the hate personally. Do not listen to the haters. You're gonna have people who do not believe in you. You're gonna have people that have their doubts. And you're gonna have the people that are really, really negative about you and your dreams. You've got to ignore them. Because if you don't ignore them and you actually listen to all of that hate, you're not gonna be where you want to. Like,
True.
if you stop your dreams for someone else, was it really worth it? No, it's not. Like, literally no one in this world is worth your mental health or your happiness. So if you listen to the hate, just don't. Even me, when I first started being a public figure, I had no idea the world of hate that exists online. The most cruelest, the most explicit things. It's crazy. Like, I never dreamed that I would be receiving so much hate in the future. But if I could go back and tell my younger self, literally, they're just jealous. Like, don't listen to them, literally. And of course, I have so many fans as well, and they are the reason why I do what I do. I do everything for the fans. So, like I said, if you focus on the positive and you keep moving forward, you will grow exponentially. But if you focus on the negative, you won't grow at all.
True. And I believe there are some people, I would say, that like you mentioned about hate, like even if you're going through your worst of times and when everything else is going wrong, and that time people have a lot more to criticize you for and everything. But those people who are jealous of you then, which you don't realize that time you will feel like, okay, because I'm going through this time and you know, that's why it's happening with me. And when you are going through a very good time in your life, doing everything so well, those same people pick onto something which is missing in your life.
Yeah.
Right? So that is when you would say either haters or jealous or someone, so, you know.
Yeah.
So either ways, whether you're doing good, whether you're doing bad, it affects them.
Yeah. Because I realized this later on, being a public figure, is that regardless of what you do, people are going to hate. I remember when I first started filming the podcast, I was very measured because I didn't want to get any hate online. So I literally said nothing wrong. I was just speaking about positivity and such. And I posted that. And I will never forget just waking up in the middle of the night because my phone was blowing up. It was all hate. And I was thinking in my head, well, I didn't even say anything wrong. But I realized as my content started to get more and more views, there was a point my content is now getting millions of views. It doesn't matter what you say or what you do, people are still going to find something wrong. It doesn't matter.
Exactly.
It literally doesn't matter. So just do what you love, say what you want to say, be who you are, because regardless, they're going to hate. Especially if you try to change yourself for them. That's even worse.
Exactly. And the another plus point, I would say, the hate comments actually get more traction on social media because that is what people actually want to hear and read. Literally all the comments. So just take it in a positive way that I'm getting the traction.
Yeah. I think honestly haters are just fans in disguise because no one stalks you like a hater. I mean, shouldn't fans be waiting for your post? No, haters do as well. I feel like they're just fans in disguise. Literally, they're just fans, you know?
So Yamuna, now I'm going to have a quick rapid fire round with you.
Okay.
One emoji that sums up your mood this week.
A blue heart, because it's been good.
If your brain had a Spotify playlist, what's on repeat?
There's a song called Cake by the Ocean, and I love that because yes, why not?
Favorite Dubai spot for thinking time when life feels chaotic?
Oh, there's a park near where I live, and I always just go and sit on the bench and just reflect on life.
The most underrated place in Dubai to just breathe and reflect?
Oh, there's a place called Golden Tasty. So it's actually a restaurant, but they've got like the most delicious food. So I feel like when you eat really good food, you can just think better. So that's where I would go if I had to.
Where is Golden Taste?
They've got locations everywhere. They've got Sheikh Zayed Road, you know, Jumeirah, like everywhere.
Okay. One Dubai experience that made you feel alive beyond expectations?
Oh, Global Village. Oh my God, that was so fun. The rides there are so scary. And I went with my friends, but it was insane. Like,
one guilty pleasure that actually sparks creativity?
Oh, I love snacking. I snack so much, like on Skittles, M&Ms, like I just snack a lot. And it helps me. It boosts my brain power, so.
No, that's good. Time travel, back to fix something or forward to see the hype?
I definitely would go back in the past only to just like tell myself, you're gonna be fine, you know? You'll be alright.
Definitely. I think I would do the same.
Yeah.
If social media disappeared tomorrow, what's the first thing you would do?
I would still talk to my fans. Cause like, you know, I'm close with all my fans. I got their snaps, you know, I got their messages. I would letter my fans if I had to. I love my fans more than anything.
One habit that actually sparks joy?
Oh, piano. I love the piano. I've self-taught piano since I was 12, and that is just my creative heaven. Like, I love the piano.
Self-worth and emojis, what's yours today?
Oh, the hard eyes. Because I'm feeling myself today. Like, gotta be confident.
Pressure from others, let it slide or just breathe and reflect?
Let it slide. I don't care what you think as long as I'm doing what I love and making others inspired. That's all.
One Dubai experience that made you feel alive beyond expectations?
Definitely the zoo. I really like the zoo. The zoo was fun. Just seeing the animals were so cute. I mean.
One guilty pleasure that actually sparks creativity?
Definitely, I'd say painting. I love to paint. I feel like it's a great way to express yourself.
After talking to you, I feel like you are an all-rounder, creative, spiritual, intellectual,
Oh my gosh, thank you.
Emotional. One thing everyone's doing wrong about success?
Just love yourself. It doesn't matter what people think. Love yourself, do what you love, and have fun doing it. That's it.
Clarity, a mood, a habit, or a superpower?
It's just a skill. You know, finding peace is literally a skill. Being content is a skill. It's a practice. It's not something you're born with. Like, you just don't magically feel peaceful. You know, some people don't just magically let their troubles disappear. No, it's something you kind of have to practice, you know?
Your life motto, 3 words max.
Go with flow. Yeah.
So thank you, Yamuna, since you were very quick in this rapid fire round with us, and I totally loved the entire conversation with you. So we have this hamper for you from the entire team of F360 Lifestyle.
Thank you so much.
You're
This is
welcome.
so beautiful. Oh my God, I appreciate this so much. I'm using all of this. Like, I'm going to treasure this. And you know, your vibes were so amazing. The team was so sweet. So it was so fun having this conversation with you. And this is just the cherry on top. Like, it's so cute. It's so pretty.
Thank
you so much.
It was lovely having you with us today, and I totally loved my entire experience of this segment with you.
It was amazing. And girl, you got the vibes. So just remember that. Remember that. Because you're iconic. You're iconic.
Thank you so much. Coming from you, like, I really love it. And all the best for your future, for all your future endeavors. I am sure you're going to rock it.
Yeah, and I'm sure, girl, you're going to kill it as well. Because you got the vibes, you know?
Thank you.
So thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah.